speculators, let's fire up the Futures Fanatic afternoon live stream here on YouTube. It is the afternoon of Thursday, July 31st, 2025. It is the last trading day of the month. Wow, nothing is disappointing. Before I get going, I just want to remind everybody to please read this disclaimer and risk disclosure, and remember the presentation is for educational purposes only. The opinions expressed are those of me. The most important thing is that all trades should be considered hypothetical and should not be expected to be replicated in a live trading account. The majority of the positions are in simulated accounts. As many of you know the drill, so make sure you agree to that, or, click off and forever hold your peace or whatever. All right. Wow, what a day. These tend to be days that I can absolutely crush if I'm focused, and I've been anything but focused. So full disclosure, having a lot of problems with Tickblaze today. I did an update. I had to rebuild some, just not good. Not good day for Tickblaze and the PropShop accounts. I think part of that was Rhythmic too. There were some Rhythmic issues overnight, and it does not handle Rhythmic problems very gracefully yet. So that was a bit of a bummer. Starting the broadcast this afternoon, just short the S&P and long a little NASDAQ. So long NASDAQ and short the S&P. If I could get a 1 for picture and sound when the first person comes in, I would appreciate it. Just make sure that, verify that everything is going A-OK. So real quick look at what happened today. It's so strange, this weird level that the S&P dropped to. Coulda, shoulda, woulda crushed it for me, except I was at Pilates. So, stretching it out, whatever. Anybody catch that? Did you guys catch that 63, 67? I mean, it's behaved so well. This morning, the Dow was behaving so well, meandering inside the zones. Just fantastic two-way action today. So there's your level right there on the S&P. And once we broke back inside day, it was kind of a retest, and then we pushed all the way lower. Now remember, we have Apple and Amazon earnings after the bell. I'm always wrong at predicting anything, but I'd be pretty surprised if any numbers either of those companies put up would be able to do what the pure software plays that we saw from Meta and Microsoft yesterday. So it doesn't mean I'm looking to sell or buy or do anything. I just feel that if there's any kind of pop, it should be faded, or I'll look to fade it. And I could see them fading this whole thing and closing below yesterday's low on the NASDAQ. Here's my orders on the Dow. I'm resting 44,420, man, and 44,319. Had a nice day in the live account over here. I'm all flat there, up $267. And here's this bid zone in the NASDAQ where the whole thing is basically a bid zone here. Also, where do we go to? All right. Those that are in my trade room can attest, smart old me. I was calling for 500s today. 500s were just basically around prior POC, so it was just prior POC. T-line didn't really hold once it broke 531s, so I put in there ding, 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 23 500s. I was calling it the whole time. I took off my 800 and 850 short NASDAQ calls that I put on this morning at about 4:15 in the morning. So this morning we were trading up here, and I sold 800 and 850s. The 850s were almost $50. Does anyone know on an MNQ what a short call that you get paid $50 for? How much is what's credited to your account? It's been a while since I've talked about options. So is there anyone that knows? Now, clearly, if I had just been heavy short or short at all, the NASDAQ underlying, you would have absolutely killed it. Something more like $600 to $800 a contract. The most you can make when you sell options is whatever premium you're credited. But to answer the question, it is $100. If you sold them for $50, you'd get credited $100. It's the point value times 2, or the dollar value times the point value of the instrument. Anyone else have some Tickblaze or Rhythmic issues today, independently or either way? All right, going to look to cover
Order submitted.
at the little swing level here,
Order
and then down
submitted.
at the -2s. All right, cool. You haven't had any issues. I think, I don't think, I know that I can put it in a bad state whenever I hold overnight positions and then close the application. If you keep the application running on a VPS, it seems to be all right. It doesn't like when you have quite a bit of open positions, I think, and then do an upgrade. That's, I think, what would send it into a bit of a tizzy. And there were some rhythmic issues today too, right? Yeah. So.
Order filled. Position
Da do
closed.
do da
Position
dee
synchronized.
da. I'm gonna be singing some Biebs again. I'm sorry. The Biebs is in my head. The Biebs is in my head.
Order canceled.
Suck it, suck it, suck it, S&P. Suck it, suck it, suck it, S&P. You tell me
Order filled. Position closed. Position synchronized. Order.
There we go. Hit it. We hit it. I'm looking for -2s on the NASDAQ. -2s on the NASDAQ. All right, so when we start to break down, I come in here and
Order submitted.
layer in some additional cells.
Order submitted. Order submit. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order submit. Order filled. Order filled. Order submitted. Order filled. Order submitted. Order filled.
All right, the short MES working out pretty well.
Order filled. Order filled. Position synchronized.
Does anyone have a short S&P on? I'm going to look to buy live here first the Dow.
Order filled.
And then in the prop programs, I will enter back in at the -2s and that swing low we just made around 314s.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
It's me just I'm closing a few shorts in other accounts. Basically the same position, but I have full S&P on. Full S&P, baby. And then also over here. So I'm short there, and I'll just cover at the -2s.
Order modified.
These are going to be a little bit different. Yes, this is a full ES, see? Occasionally I'll trade some full ESs just to when the setups are just so good. Plus, I don't have any rules over there on PropShop. I can do whatever I want, and that's not in the wire-to-wire. The wire-to-wire stuff is fully use your words, Rod. Micros only. Micros only, baby.
Order modified. Order filled. Position closed. Position synchronized.
Order filled. Order submitted.
I could use a move down to 23,320s on the NASI. That would be pretty nice. NASDAQ Kerpos is right here. So long the NASI. Short the Dow Jones. Sorry, short the S&P.
Order modified.
Because I want to watch the NASDAQ instead. Let's watch the NASDAQ, and then we'll watch S&P right here.
Order submitted.
All right, I'm going to gracefully exit right here.
Order filled.
Buy this little swing. It's pretty simple.
Order submitted.
And then just keep it looking like that. So the 454s would actually be a short, like a target. Well, not quite a target. I'll need to get another one on long here. By the way, if you trade micros in this manner and you have legitimate entries that have nothing to do with each other, and you're not putting one on in the other direction at the same time, or when something starts to rip against you, you do a correlated instrument. The intent of trying to avoid losses by truly doing some sort of ridiculous correlated nonsense trade that now all these firms have to have rules against. If you do what I'm doing here, you will have no problem. I will back you up. If you're doing it with minis, I can't back you up. If you're doing it with micros and you're scaling in, and we won't even have to film you. We won't even have to film you. So let me ask this couple questions here. Yes, I'm long MNQ. I answered that question. Did you make any mistakes today that you can explain for our benefit? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it would be a mistake. I do this from time to time. I should have seen that today had the potential to be kind of wild. So I had 3 or 4 micros on and no stops and just left. Fortunately, I mean, they worked out. I'm basically, this is where I'm at today. It's nothing to be too proud of, but here's what it is just in the Apex PAs. So, all over the shop, but well within the DRB. All right, here we go. Back down. Get a fill there.
Filled.
Okay. Next stop is -2s at 321s. So the answer to being short at -1s here on the MES is it's a range trader thing. You guys see this? Kind of high volume nodes here, developing value area low. I won't call that sort of advanced. There's nothing advanced about it. It's just situational fluency, having watched markets. So I'm also just going to scratch there
Order
that
filled.
and same thing. And we sing the Cher song.
Order submitted.
Do you believe in triple bottoms? These are not really triple bottoms. I don't know what time frames people look at. If you look for support and resistance on active days like this, you'll drive yourself crazy. Not only is trading however you want perfectly legal in the real world, you actually there are margin benefits to being long and short correlated indices. You only pay margin on one side, whichever is most expensive. How did I keep from hitting my DRB? We just did what we needed to do. We manage risk, keep it small. And I started the day well-read. Well-read? I'm always well-read. I'm a well-read person. Excuse me. Do you believe in triple bottoms? Oh, that S&P's got to get down there, doesn't it? All right, we're going to break here, likely. So let me just let it break a little bit. Remember, this is all the bid zone. You can be messing around long in here as much as you want. Got nice range today. Finally, a little rug pull going from the euphoric nonsense of last night and this morning. I won't chew in your ears today. You guys ever had these protein crisps? I should tell my agent to reach out to these guys. I would. By the way, anything that's in a chip form that's protein, it's all nonsense. That's the new thing. Protein everything. But they are pretty tasty. They are pretty tasty.
Order canceled. Order pending.
So question about if you're operating with a $250 DRB, risk per trade. We talk about this quite a bit on, because I'm interested in how members of our community. Oh, I bought bought more Dow here, and then looks like we'll get. Where's the little lows there? Yeah. So the Brickwick reversal level is right there. So I'll go to the Brickwick reversal level. You can certainly enter one here for sure. Still got the short on here on the MES. And I moved that long on the NASDAQ down a little lower. So if you're working with a smaller DRB, something like 250 or 300, which is where you should be if you're first learning this stuff, about 10% of your $50,000 account value. Then, all right, hold on a second. Just have to see what happened over here. Oh, whoops.
Order filled.
Okay.
Position closed. Position synchronized.
Not exactly sure what happened over there. Counts. Oh, that's a nice little move on the NASI. A little burst. All right, let me answer this damn question. Risk per trade relative to your DRB. What seems to be consensus and is working well for traders is to not let any trade eat into more than a third to a half of their DRB. So if you're in some trade and your open P&L is down 125, somewhere in there, you just got to cut it. You just hit the close button. Doesn't matter where your stops and targets were, or even if you did. So remember some of the stop and target stuff that I teach. Now we have a very large zone here today, but let's say that I'll wait for all the way down there at 316s, right? So when we get down to 316, I'm going to treat this as an independent order here. And here's the arrow right there. So 316 would be the long. Don't worry about why or why not or whatever. It's a line. It's a line that's sitting there, and I'm telling you to buy it. I'm not telling you to buy it. You do. Boo, this is not financial advice. But you measure from there to there, and you get a huge 129-point target. That would be your first target, would be the -1s if you got long at the -2. Now, you don't have to. You can scalp any little move off the line and learn to get comfortable building positions as well. But if you're working with that kind of target, then and you need a 2-to-1 reward to risk, 130, take half of it, 60, 65 is your stop. So your stop would be 65 points below 316. Now the question is, if that's your first trade of the whole day and you have a 65-point stop on it, 65 times 2, $2, right? That's half of your entire DRB. Just as an example, just using this particular trade if we got long at 23,316. So you probably quickly find out that you can't be trading the NASDAQ when you're first starting out. That's why you got to read Prop Done Right. Get your Prop Done Right ebook down here. I was just making some modifications to it. Does everyone have a copy of Prop Done Right? Because in Prop Done Right, it's going to tell you, the moose out front should have told you, but it's going to tell you that your starting instrument is the micro Dow. You have to trade the Dow. By the way, I had a pretty decent day here in Top Step, $250. Remember, I do actually stop at, I should stop. So let's stop. You guys showed me that thing, flatten all, cancel all. Thank you. So now I know I'm out. So this was a $250 day here across all of these accounts. So micros make money, everybody. You guys know that. That's why you're here listening to this. So could I have taken longer to answer the question? Don't let any trade eat into more than half of your DRB. All right, next thing. Futures Desk is one example of a prop firm that specifically says if you're allowed to do it in the real brokerage and it's legal, then we allow it too. I'm big fans, and I'm looking to do some work with them. What's challenging, gang, is that, yes, it's really real, and I love everything they're doing over there, but the accounts and buying power are very limited. You don't get much, other than the technology and it's stopping you from doing it on your own. It's a program that's very similar to if you just put 2,500 of your own money in an account, and then you could do whatever you want as well. In fact, 2,500 of your own money at like Ninja or Amp or whatever, you'd have even more buying power and more ability to destroy yourself. So they're a great example of the way prop should do it. I would like to see if they could find a way to have slightly bigger accounts or provide a little bit more buying power. I do quite a bit of copy trading. Yep. So I'm using Flowbots over here, and then I have Tron going for Rhythmic right now. Thor. Tron was such a good movie. Nothing defines Gen X more than Tron. So here's the copy trades that I have on. Yep. So I'm using a copy trader. If it's your first time here watching my stream, I highly, highly encourage that not only you look at the stuff in the description below, but you come over to my website, check out the blog. Thanks to Handy Dandy AI, I can write a lot more articles and do things even though I haven't done anything since May. But if you want to learn all about copying, come on in here, and I have a whole article on trade copying, and then an entire article on multi-propping, which is how do you do this silliness that you see here with all these accounts, right? So a little bit on multi-propping there too. So I'm going to come on every day until I know that everyone that ever watches this stream clicks on some of the links in the description below and gets involved in what we're doing here. It's all free. The course is free. The ebook is free and has a 10-video course associated with it. The trial to the trade room is free. That S&P is struggling. It should push lower and give us a fill there. Good at destroying yourself? Well, then follow what I'm doing here. Yeah, there's a lot of blow and go people that are broadcasting that are talking about the overall ROI of accounts and that whole game. The prop firms must love people like that because those people are not actually even teaching how to do anything. Affordable Indicators is good. Their trade copy is really good as well. The Replicano usually doesn't do any sales. I have a link on my website. It just gives you 10% off, I think. I do have some discounts, some pretty nice discounts for Affordable Indicators. So if you're interested in Affordable Indicators, I have some pretty good discounts for that. Now, I'm not going to broadcast all the way through the Apple earnings because Apple reports a half an hour after the bell. So it's 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 here. So I won't stick around for that, but probably Amazon will be out So we can see if Amazon moves anything around. I think Amazon went red today after popping in sympathy with its sisters, but no, Amazon's still up. Apple's down. So Microsoft gave a lot of it back. Meta held all their gains. So Microsoft gave quite a bit back. Was the room for the decline in the NASI today. Filling it all in. So around 510 before earnings, 560 high, and now off about $30. So that's most of the damage in the. Man, I wish I had bought some Cat Tractor. United Healthcare down another $15. I'm the best ever with that. All right, so I'm long the Dow here. We got some made up levels on the Dow, like 300. Dow will just trade the actual low of the day. Apple could really move this Dow around if it reports a unfavorable number.
Order submitted.
You know what everyone can also do is just attach your own live account or series of live accounts. You can attach multiple live accounts to something like Ninja. You can have an account at AMP. You can have an account at Interactive Brokers. You can have an account at Ninja Broker. And then you could copy to those other accounts. But this, what I call the tracking account, has a balance of about $6,200 in it. So this is technically has more money in it than any of these accounts do.
Order
right?
filled.
Because these accounts are all, you just have to remove the 250 nonsense. So this account is a $2,300 balance, 17, 16, 12. You get the point I'm making, right? $4,000 balance. So if you want someone who's doing this in the real world, this is the exact same thing being done in the real world. And this is with an open loss of $487 on a gold trade. I had this account up to almost $7,000 from 5,000, which would have been a pretty good month. But holding this open loser, you loser.
Order canceled.
All right, NASDAQ making a teeny push, but not much. Go, Nazi. All right, I'm going to just close it there.
Order filled.
That's a little nitty, but
Order submitted.
there's a huge like little chop area here that potentially I can get back in. So I'm going to cancel this. I do not want to be
Order
short from
canceled.
the -1s, but if we come back inside this area, I'll get involved. So kind of like this, here and here.
Order submitted.
So many things about trading micros that are critical to these programs. The first is it's from a margin perspective, that's the only thing you really should be able to trade. Secondly, you don't have to be all that precise, right? I'm just making up a level right there in the middle, 23,383s, just kind of in the middle of that little chop area that we were in. You can see they're rallying a teeny bit off the lows here, about 8 minutes until market on close.
Order filled. Position synchronized. Order pending. Order filled. Position synchronized. Order modified. Order pending. Order modified.
Come on down, give Daddy a fill. That's a long question. Do you have your process and chart layout as streamlined as possible? And then what's the next part? People have things on their charts they never use. Nope. There's nothing on my chart that I don't use. I could teach you this thing really quickly. If you want something a little simpler, some people prefer it like on a 5-minute. So this is the whole strategy on a 5-minute. You need volatility bands. You need some volume. Let me turn off the extreme turnover here. That's it. Buy here, take targets here, short here, take targets here, repeat if necessary. Learn how to understand the regime that you're trading in and what the expected ranges are for the day. So you're doing some overlays that no one else teaches and talks about that much. They'll go, well, look at this, or this crossed here, or the stochastic did that, or I'm just looking left and there was liquidity here, 1 minute liquidity zone, whatever the hell that means. All right, there goes the Nazi up a little bit. Just doing it without me. You tell me
Order filled. Position synchronized. Order pending.
Back up on the come on, Dow. Come on, Dow. We almost got to the -1s. Do 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 do. Let's just pull this one into price.
Order filled.
There we go. Now we just need the NASDAQ to come down so we can get a fill here. Give me a fill, Phil. Ooh, that was a nice little entry there. We'll scalp
Order
that shit.
filled.
Scalp that shit. All right, NQ. What you gonna do?
Order submitted.
You to me, lows for the day were 63.65. We round tripped the entire move
Order filled.
from yesterday. All right, there we go. We're in one. Maybe we get in another one. I ain't scared. See if we can turn this into solid green ass today. Solid green ass. So remember, this was the little zone that I drew in here. So let's just see if we can trade the chop zone. You gonna hit it? Hit it and quit it? You tell me, oh. I agree. This was the first day that we actually had replay data moving at like 2 times, but we're trading live markets. So lots of opportunity to practice today. Practice? Not a game. Practice.
Order submitted.
All right, what are they going to do? Are they going to scare the kids marking on close?
Order
I think we
filled.
get a little
Synchronized.
scare the kids here. Scare some children. This will be a target in reverse down there. You tell me, oh, ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. What they gonna do? Dow's going lower.
Order canceled.
Oh, little pop, then a drop, then a pop maybe. All right.
Order filled.
Thank you very much. Buy this little swing.
Order submitted.
The machines are a battling. The machines are a battling. Oh, I need to play that sound effect. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Order filled.
There we go. Push lower. I'm going to cancel that.
Order canceled.
Let them come down to the -2s here. Got a nice short here on the S&P. Let's see if we can. That would be awesome to hit to target in reverse. I'm very impatient with the reversal if it doesn't happen right away. If we don't get like a really quick bounce off of it. All right, just hit target there.
Order filled.
All right, now we're going to be very impatient. So Nazi's going lower. Okay. I like it. 23 threes even. It's pretty nice. Should be a manageable level if it rips down there. All right, I'm going to close that. No patience for that starting to break.
Filled.
The ad here on the Nazi is going to be at the -2s. Remember, whenever you're long, it hits -2 all the time. Whenever you're short, it never does. So we'll see. All in my head. That was a big drop for the Dow.
Order modified.
All right, 6 more minutes. Maybe we'll get a fill on the NASDAQ.
Order
Come on,
filled.
push.
Position synchronized.
Push, push, push. Push. 293s. Where are all the buyers now, these chicken shits? So hopefully you're observing what I'm doing. There's no ads here until you get to the level. You got to wait for the level. We're not double down donkeying and just it's not a hope and pray kind of thing. You're waiting for the level.
Order filled.
You got to wait for the level.
Order submitted. Order filled.
You tell me, oh, man, big drop for the Dow. Take these home. Take me home, country road. If Apple shits the bed, Dow's going to fall even further. Three more minutes. Do they want to buy it? S&P bounced a little bit up to the prior session low. Scared the kids a little bit. We call that a flush zone. Flush zone can be as much as 20% ATR. So that'd be about 10 points right now. It's about all the heat the bottom fishers can take before they rip it in their face. Rip it in your face.
Order filled. Position synchronized.
Rip it in your face.
Order pending.
Go Dow. Come on, baby. -2's 23,288. Apple's not coming to our rescue because I will be flat and no longer streaming by the time this is all done. All right, time to run a sell stop in here.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order filled.
All right, out.
Order canceled.
Now I'm fine with that being a short up there.
Order filled. Position synchronized. Order filled. Position synchronized. Order modified.
All right, and there's the close. Go, Dow. Come on, baby. Yeah. Boring close. All right, I'm going to take one of these off.
Order filled.
There we go.
Order filled.
Whoa.
Order canceled. Order filled.
Order filled.
Position synchronized.
Order filled.
That's a lot for
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
All right, that was pretty cool. That was fun. Is that Amazon already? Look at the Nazi. So I had an order. Oh, I guess I got out of that there. Amazon is out. It's up a little bit, I guess. Is there anything else? Anything else, or is that just Amazon? Well, here's the good news. Got me to solid green ass. That's all I wanted to do. So one of the things that I talk about in my trade room a lot, everybody, is kind of the importance of just having orders in the right place and controlling risk and being in positions. Hopefully you saw a little bit about how I managed a profitable and unprofitable position in that NASDAQ there. And then at this point, I canceled all orders and I just have the 2 live positions on. This Dow that's underwater a little bit. But it takes me a long time to doctor these screenshots. So take a look at it now since it's live and it was real. I'll have to doctor it later. Gang, this works. Acorns to oak trees. Trade the appropriate product for the amount of risk that you can take. If you had a real couple $100,000 account, of course you can trade a few minis and have $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 swings in your P&L and still be doing it right. But if you have $300 or $400 or $500 swings in your P&L in a $3,000 account, you're going to go broke and you're going to crush yourself mentally. Okay? If you don't want to participate in any of the prop programs and you think it's all silly or whatever, see if you have the discipline to put $5,000 in a real account, trade it for a month, and see if you can do 20 to 50% returns with micros. Let me tell you, you can. Don't put $5,000 in an account and trade it all year to get it to $20,000. I mean, that's just a waste of time, I think. You're better off working your job or leveraging some of these prop programs. All right, let me see if there's any questions. All right, Todd, so you have a good one. Would I short the -1s on a day like today? Yeah, you could. They're pretty flat here. I'd rather be long in the bid zone, though, down here. I'd rather be long in the bid zone. Pop on the YM saves some pretty good. Woohoo for spicy price action. I agree. Every mini trade on a prop account is an existential crisis. It is. I mean, it's. Plus, the only thing I want everybody to hear, and I say this every time, and my marketing team is pulling these little clips, and I don't know how many times I can say the same thing. So, you would not be able. So earlier, someone was mentioning they like the Futures Desk because they let you do something that you, if you couldn't do it in a live, if you can do it in a live account, you can do it in their accounts, in their evaluations, in their real accounts. Which is true because they also severely limit the buying power, but not enough. I think you can still trade a mini, like one mini in most of their programs, which is not real. That's not realistic. The initial and maintenance margin for minis are like $15,000 to $20,000 of real money. So you can't push the button. You get. So let me actually show it. I'll put it on here. You ready? I have the S&P over here. Watch. Watch. Here we go. All right. Ready? Let's try to buy the S&P with $6,200.
Order submitted.
Sorry. You can't do that. That's $6,200. What if you had your PA up to $6,200 in profit I think they'd let you put on 10 minis. All right, that'll be enough for today. It was a great session. Finally, we woke up, and we're heading into August, and it's all telegraphed. Everyone knows August can be a little squirrely. I do have some of my puts on. I was very fortunate to catch the top in the NASDAQ today, selling 23,800 and 850 calls. We'll see what tomorrow holds after we see what Apple's going to do. And looks like Amazon is flat, basically flat. All right, everybody, stay green, trade like you mean it. My trade room is still open in the morning. You can use code Rambler. Come on over. But what's better than using code Rambler is to come in, actually sign up for it so that you get, just come over here to right here and sign up for it. That way you'll get the password for the next 2 weeks. Okay? Password for the next 2 weeks. But if you don't want to do that tomorrow, just come 6:15 West Coast, 9:15 Fun Day Friday. And then also, if you're on any of the lists for PropShop or NeuroStreet or Tickblaze or any of my lists, I'm doing a presentation with them tomorrow at 8 a.m. or 11 Eastern. So right after my trade room, I'll go in and do the presentation, and it's basically going to be a mini version, a little masterclass of everything that I teach here. We're going to get it done in about an hour. All right, that'll be it. Stay green, trade like you mean it. See you later. Bye.